So I have had my truck now going on a year, and in that period of time I've done a lot to it. So I wanted to make a video today talking to you about the things that I've done to my truck, but also the experiences I've had with my truck over the past year of ownership. Now, just for those who don't know, I have a 2017 Ford F450 King Ranch Ultimate. It has the FX4 package, which means it's four-wheel drive. It's a Super Crew cab configuration. Some engine and transmission specifications. It has the 6.7 liter Power Stroke second generation engine. It produces 440 horsepower and 925 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a 6-speed torque shift transmission. It has a Dana M300 medium duty rear axle, an 11.8 inch ring gear with 430 final gear ratio. Towing and capacity specs on my truck are 14,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating, 9,150 pound curb weight, with a 4,850 pound payload capacity. Conventional tow capacity on my truck is 21,000 pounds, and that's without weight distribution. It has a 32,500 pound gooseneck capacity, as well as a 27,500 pound fifth wheel towing capacity, and that's only limited by the hitch itself. This brings all of it to a gross combined weight rating of 41,800 pounds. It can accommodate up to a 4,500 pound slide-in camper. Now let's talk about some of the upgrades I've done to the truck. First of all, I added the Rancho Rs front bumper with the extensions on the side to meet the wide profile angle of the F450 with the wide track front axle. In the bumper is a Warren M12000 heavyweight winch. I have a ranch hand rear bumper as well. Both have been paint matched to the ruby red metallic color. As many people have spotted out, I removed the King Ranch front grille and put a platinum front grille. And you can see all the black oak lights up here, as well as a shackle mount from Factor 55 for the front of my winch. I'm also running the Masterpole Superline synthetic winch cable. The only aftermarket lights that aren't black oak LED are these DOT approved fog lights that I have in the front to keep from blinding oncoming traffic. I have the Rancho Rs 9000 XL shocks on the front and back. These are their 9-way adjustable shocks. Also, recently installed 225/70 R19.5. These are Toyo M608Zs, much more aggressive than the factory Continentals. Running a Weather Guard aluminum toolbox with a little 12-volt jack that I installed in the toolbox. I know tint really isn't considered a big upgrade, but the truck is tinted. This truck has a significantly upgraded alarm system that I can view and control from my smartphone. One of the first accessories I added were these AVS seamless vent visors. These things are really nice and they work very well. Very clean look. My airbags from Airlift, complete with the wireless air controller and a compressor. Of course, I absolutely love my Access bed cover. Works very well and is completely compatible with gooseneck or fifth wheel towing. My Built-Right rack systems on the side, also my second generation water port, and my Access bed mat, which is kind of a carpet material, very similar to a bed rug, except it doesn't shed like a bed rug. Also have my OEM B&W ball in the back, my fifth wheel ball, which has a 3-inch rise to it. I got my bed rug tailgate cover, my Vi-Air air compressor onboard air system. Also have the Tire Minder TPMS system on all of my tires and my RV, along with my Centromatic balancing rings on the front and rear. And inside the truck, I have the Vantrue dash cam, also my Built-Right dash rack, as well as the Built-Right rear seat latch. And then of course I have my air horn. So now let's get to the part that most people are interested in, and that's any type of problems or issues I've had with the truck over the year that I've owned it. The only issue I've had with this truck is related to the multi-contouring seats, basically the massaging seats that come standard on King Ranch and higher trim packages. Now the only problem I've had is just recently over the last couple of months, sometimes the system works intermittently. Basically, you don't have the ability to turn it on. So you'll go into the screen on the infotainment system, you'll go to the multi-contour section and you change it from adjust to massage, and it doesn't do anything. It just kind of grays out and you don't have the ability to control or turn the seat functions on. But that, again, isn't that important to me, mainly because it's not something I use a lot. However, I'm definitely not giving Ford a pass because I shouldn't be having problems with that system, especially for what you pay for these trucks. So that being said, it's definitely a system that should perform all the time. I have had the option to take it into the dealership to get it worked on. I just don't really feel like leaving my truck there for an extended period of time for a feature that I really don't use very often. It's kind of more of a novelty thing to show off to people who are sitting in the passenger seat and just aren't expecting to get a massage. Now let's talk a little bit about fuel economy. So when I'm towing my fifth wheel on the highway, I average about 11.5 to 12 miles per gallon. When I'm towing in the city, it's more like 9.5 to 10 miles per gallon. When I'm not towing and I'm driving on the highway, I get about 16.5 to 17 miles per gallon. In the city, I get about 12 miles per gallon, sometimes 12.5 miles per gallon. So the fuel economy to me is kind of expected, especially with the 430 rear axle ratio. And the only time you really feel how much fuel you're using is when you go to fill up. This truck has a 48.5 gallon fuel tank, so it costs upwards of about $120 to fill up from empty. Now in terms of ride quality, the ride quality in this truck, in my opinion, is fair for what type of truck it is. For those of you with F450 dualies or 2500 single rear wheel trucks, you're going to have a better overall ride experience. So if ride comfort is a big issue for you, the F450 may not be the right truck for you, even though it is far more comfortable than a chassis cab version of the truck. So I guess one of the more important questions somebody would ask me is, if I could go back a year and I could purchase this truck again, would I do it? Or would I opt for a Ram or a GM version of this truck? In my opinion, I would absolutely do it. And the reasons why are really related to features that I really enjoy about the truck, such as the improved turning radius, the huge cab space inside of it, as well as all the technology you get with it, the overall look of the 19-inch Alcoa wheels, the towing and payload specifications of this truck, and just the knowledge to know that you're driving around in a vehicle that is pretty much overkill in any sense that you might use this truck for. That alone gives you a lot of peace of mind, especially when you're towing. Now, in terms of mileage, I don't put a lot of miles on this truck anymore. I used to use my trucks as my primary vehicle, and I would put about 30 to 40,000 miles a year on them. But since I have a secondary vehicle that I use for that, I only put about 12 to 13,000 miles a year on this truck. So I keep the miles pretty low. And in turn, that's really going to benefit me whenever it comes time to trade to another vehicle, whether it be another Ford, a Ram, or a GM. So that pretty much wraps it up for my 1 year overview on the things I've done to the truck, as well as how I feel about it after owning it for a year and putting about 13,000 miles on the truck. It's been a great vehicle. I recommend it to anybody who's interested in this type of truck, and hopefully you got the information you were looking for. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you again very soon.